The conversation surrounding Jay-Z continues to heat up as Dame Dash once again takes direct aim at his former business partner, delivering some of his strongest criticism yet. According to Dame, Jay-Z has spent recent months trying to repair his public image through interviews and public appearances while distancing himself from growing online controversy. He argues that instead of addressing long-standing criticism head-on, Jay-Z is focused on protecting his reputation. Dame makes it clear that he has no intention of staying silent, insisting that there are still important conversations about the music industry and artist treatment that deserve attention. As the discussion intensifies, he openly challenges Jay-Z to face him in a public debate, saying he's prepared to defend every claim and expose what he believes fans have overlooked for years. During the interview, Dame also revisited the sale of Tidal, claiming the decision ultimately benefited major corporations more than the artists who helped build the platform. He accused Jay-Z of putting business profits ahead of the culture, arguing that many creatives were left behind while only a select few gained from the deal. Speaking with confidence, Dame insisted that he has always prioritized helping artists succeed rather than simply expanding his own wealth. He reflected on their past friendship, suggesting that their relationship changed dramatically over time and that personal loyalty was sacrificed in pursuit of success. Although he avoided revealing every detail, he hinted that there are still many stories he has chosen not to tell, emphasizing that he has remained restrained despite everything that has happened between them. Dame didn't stop there. He defended his own accomplishments by listing numerous albums and projects he has helped create, arguing that his contribution to hip-hop is often overlooked. He maintained that his influence extends far beyond business, pointing to the many respected artists he has worked alongside throughout his career. He also criticized what he described as industry gatekeeping, suggesting that powerful figures have attempted to control opportunities and silence opposing voices. According to Dame, the public should do its own research instead of accepting one-sided narratives. As the interview continued, the conversation shifted toward allegations of blackballing within the entertainment industry, with the host questioning whether influential executives have prevented certain people from receiving media exposure. Dame responded by implying that there are larger forces at work behind the scenes, leaving viewers with plenty to think about as this long-running feud continues to dominate headlines. As the interview continued, Dame Dash firmly rejected the idea that Jay-Z ever had the power to completely shut him out of the industry. He argued that while people may have tried to create the impression that he was being blackballed, he believes no single individual has enough influence to erase his legacy. According to Dame, true power comes from independence, and he insisted that Jay-Z has always relied on powerful connections rather than standing on his own. With complete confidence, Dame claimed he would gladly face Jay-Z in any arena, whether it was a public debate, a music showdown, or even filmmaking. In his view, there isn't a single category where Jay-Z could outperform him, and he made it clear that he has never backed away from a direct challenge. The conversation then shifted to Jay-Z's recent freestyle performance, which received mixed reactions online. Dame admitted he wasn't impressed, saying the performance lacked the originality and impact fans have come to expect. He compared it to Jay-Z's earlier career, arguing that his past performances carried far more energy and creativity. Dame also dismissed several of the lyrical jabs aimed at him, explaining that the criticisms felt recycled rather than fresh. In his opinion, many of the lines sounded borrowed from things other people had already said instead of showcasing Jay-Z's own creativity. He even suggested that other respected lyricists could have delivered a much stronger performance on that same stage. Attention soon turned to one name many people expected to hear during the freestyle. 50 Cent. Dame pointed out that despite years of public criticism from 50, Jay-Z chose not to mention him. He offered his own explanation, claiming that Jay-Z avoids certain rivalries because of the influence surrounding them. Dame referenced Eminem's close relationship with 50 Cent, arguing that Eminem's position in the music industry gives him significant leverage. He even brought up past discussions surrounding the Super Bowl halftime show, suggesting that Eminem's influence ultimately outweighed any attempts to keep 50 Cent out of the spotlight. Throughout this part of the interview, Dame continued portraying the entertainment industry as a place where power and corporate relationships often determine who gets opportunities. As the discussion expanded beyond music, Dame began sharing his personal opinions on culture, fashion, and society. He argued that many modern trends have, in his view, weakened traditional ideas of masculinity, blaming corporate influence and European cultural standards for shaping those changes. He contrasted those beliefs with what he described as different historical traditions in other parts of the world, offering his own interpretation of how cultures have evolved over time. These remarks reflected Dame's personal viewpoints and added another controversial layer to an interview that was already filled with bold opinions, direct challenges, and headline-making claims. As the interview drew to a close, Dame Dash continued sharing his personal perspective on relationships and culture. He argued that many communities around the world have historically accepted different family structures, claiming that relationship problems often stem from infidelity and secrecy rather than honesty. In his view, countless families could have avoided heartbreak if people had been more transparent from the beginning. Dame admitted that his opinions might not be popular, but emphasized that his conclusions are based on what he believes is logical reasoning rather than emotion. He also made it clear that he refuses to let religion, public opinion, or societal expectations dictate the way he chooses to live his life. After playing the interview, the host offered her own reaction, insisting that Dame's comments continue to keep the spotlight on Jay-Z. She argued that despite recent public appearances and promotional efforts, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are still facing intense criticism online. According to her, attempts to rebuild their public image, including documentaries and other projects, have not changed the minds of many critics. She encouraged viewers to weigh in, asking whether they believed Dame Dash was simply speaking his mind or whether he had taken his criticism too far. The conversation then shifted to rising rapper Trina Trim, who recently addressed the ongoing comparisons between herself and Nicki Minaj during an interview. When asked whether she would be interested in collaborating with Nicki if given the opportunity, Trim answered without hesitation, saying she would absolutely welcome the chance and describing Nicki as one of the genre's respected veterans. She also explained that there are no confirmed collaborations currently in the works, but added that she remains open to working with any artist interested in creating music together. The interviewer praised her positive attitude and wished her continued success before wrapping up the interview. The host, however, questioned the sudden change in Trim's tone. She pointed out that only months earlier, Trim had appeared to dismiss the idea of collaborating with established female rappers, leading many fans to notice a dramatic shift in her position. In the host's opinion, the change may have been influenced by the reality that Trim's momentum had slowed after her initial burst of attention. She speculated that the artist's team may now be encouraging a more polished media image and suggested that seeking a collaboration with Nicki Minaj could be part of that strategy. The host also expressed doubt that Nicki would be interested in pursuing such a collaboration, arguing that she typically doesn't follow industry trends or respond to short-lived buzz. Before ending the video, attention turned to another controversy involving DJ academics, Charlamagne the God and Flacco. Flacco accused Charlamagne of changing his story after initially discussing allegations involving DJ academics and several online platforms. According to Flacco, Charlamagne first referenced claims that certain social media accounts were allegedly involved in paid smear campaigns and political promotion, but later shifted the conversation toward cryptocurrency and prediction markets instead. Flacco argued that this sudden change in narrative raised questions about consistency, suggesting that Charlamagne altered his explanation after public criticism intensified. He maintained that the original discussion centered on allegations involving online influence campaigns, making the later emphasis on crypto appear, in his opinion, like an attempt to redirect attention away from the initial claims.